Absolutely.
So, sir, now I'll request you to give your insightful remarks on the topics discussed and what session has thrown light on the topics. What is the outcome of this topic and way forward for us, sir?
Thank you, Mohit ji. In fact, all these eminent speakers in this panel, they have highlighted various aspects and in detail gone into their areas of expertise. I'll just touch upon a couple of points. In order of what Mr. Raikar mentioned right in the end about infrastructure. In fact, infrastructure has been the backbone of consumption of steel for several I think decades in India. Right now, infrastructure and construction is consuming 65 to 70% of the steel produced. Out of this, 32 to 33% is being consumed by the government. Incidentally, I am heading a committee, I mean, the high-powered committee of CIDC, this Construction Industry Development Council, on how to enhance the consumption of steel in construction sector. So there I deliberated with everybody who is associated in construction infrastructure. So the number one ailment of this industry is lack of skilling. Skilling everywhere, skilling in actually construction process, in architecture, in design, integration of high-tech and AIs into precision engineering and precision construction. So everywhere. And as Sanjay ji mentioned, he made skilling look so simple, but skilling is most difficult. I mean, as an IS officer, I handled this area for a couple of years in my state. My state was, state cadre was Madhya Pradesh. That this is an area where lot of models of skilling have been tried. But barring one, most of them have failed. One succeeded was where industry steered skilling. That's the only model which has succeeded. Because this is an area which is prone to market failures. And there is information asymmetry. So that way, so skilling, how it is to be done, that has to be a priority. And unless we have skilled manpower, whether in construction, which is consuming our steel, and similarly in steel production as well. But steel, other area is, because steel industry is located in very far-flung areas. Because since I represent Jindal Steel, and we have seen ourselves that the engineers which join there in far-flung remote areas, I mean, how, I mean, we have to do all kind of things to really keep them happy. And so that they give their best at those locations. And in construction, what I can say, despite so much of steel being used, I mean, there is lack of quality in terms of fabrication. Jindal Steel is one of the largest fabricators in the country, and which we are using robotics and a lot of other things in fabrication. But despite that, to go on to the higher orbit, and where, like for instance, I'll give you an example. Where we are in fabrication. Recently, Atal Setu has been commenced in Bombay. It's the longest bridge in the country. Who constructed it? Two of the best known names in the construction sector in India. But where it has been fabricated, who designed it? Daewoo. Who fabricated it? Japanese companies, Taiwanese company, and these companies, and I think a Vietnamese company also. The fabrication got done there. So my point is that these kind of challenging projects, we have to have skill set. And so we have to really look into the skilling part. That's number two. Number three, very important point was mentioned by Radhika ji about R&D. R&D in every sector, we have not witnessed the kind of growth which a country like India, which is 5 trillion economy, should have seen. Our spending in R&D is 0.6% of a GDP. Out of this, 60% comes from government, 40% from private sector. In any advanced country, it's reverse. 70% comes from private sector, 30% comes from the government. And similarly, there the spending is to the tune of 3, 4, 5%, and ours is 0.6%. So point here is that impetus to R&D has to be provided by the private sector. That's number one. And because you know the need, right now where the government laboratories are conducting research, so they are doing at your behest. So there has to be very close collaboration in R&D, and R&D of the kind which is useful, which solves a problem. I'm not saying not R&D for R&D's sake, as sometimes happens. It has to be R&D to provide a solution. And so that is a very important area. But above all, and R&D is required for, I think, all these novel and high-end techs like greening, sustainability, and so on. So, but most important thing is, how would it happen if we have a priority for it? Whatever is our number one priority, that will happen. So we have to really make a concerted effort that all these things are topmost in our radar. And with these words, I mean, I'll just thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'll thank all the panelists, our chairmen and all the delegates for participation. And I believe we'll not end this discussion and topic on this platform. Let us discuss, deliberate, plan for future as well. Let's keep on discussing this on other platforms. Mr. Sanjay is here. Radhika ji has already seen in every nook and corner she has a case study. So is most of us. So I would request everybody to not just stop this discussion at this juncture, and let us take it forward. Skilling के लिए आप लोग संजय जी से मिल सकते हैं. I can see certain other faces also of skilling team sitting there, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they are from Infrastructure Skill Development Academy. Yeah. I can see certain known faces over there as well. They predominantly have been, I believe, training construction workers. So you can meet all these people. Sanjay ji has developed exceptional things. Radhika ji is there. And now, as an industry player, Madhu, it will be your impetus to keep on being a trendsetter into innovations so that others also follow. Thank you, everybody.